Oh, it's a good win. Good win. I mean, obviously, you guys hear me talk about their resilience and the toughness of these guys all the time. They showed it today. We talked a lot about kind of just our mindset going into the game and where we were at. We wanted to be tough. We wanted to be relentless. All those things we talk about a lot, but the guys really just lived it today, which was cool. Fry goes up there in the first and kind of inside outs the ball that leaves the yard and what I was really proud of is A, his response to that, but B, even our dugout, just the feeling in the team. Like I told him, I said, man, if you start playing the here we go again thing, that's a downward spiral, and we did the exact opposite. And thought we had good at bats, and in a game like that with a pitching staff like they have, your opportunities are going to be few and far in between. And they executed some pitches to get out of some jams early, but Richie had a big 2-out hit, big sac fly late, and then Poppy with a really good swing with 2 outs to score that 4th run. But the story of the game was just the way we threw the baseball. I mean, Riley was, that's not just as good as I've seen him. That's as good as I think you can throw the baseball there for that amount of time. And just executed, got the cutter in, threw fastballs in, was able to land some secondary stuff and in hitter's advantage counts. And was elite, and I thought everybody in the pen just did their job. Connor Lehman came in, executed a pitch, and Hines just found kind of that Bermuda Triangle out there. And then Austin Moore settles in, gets a ground ball, which what sinker guys do. Hagan Banks, 2 great innings, and Osmer being the pro he is there at the end. So just that was the story of the game. We did enough offensively. I thought we had some good at bats, even just some loud outs again. But we did enough offensively with the stories. The way those guys threw the baseball was outstanding today.
Riley, you take me back to the first inning. You go for a home run, I think, on the 4th pitch of the game. What was your mentality coming off that pitch and coming through your season high in 5.1 innings, and that second inning I think was an 11 pitch, 3 strikeout inning. Like, just take me through your process after that first.
He got me fastball away, kind of just slapped it out, and that's happened to me countless times over my career. So I'm not really. When that happens, I don't really worry. I'm like, all right, just go get the next guy. And that's kind of my mentality always, just get the next guy, get the next 3 outs. So I did that, and then going 5 innings, obviously, that was fun. I had a good time out there. I felt normal again, so that was good. But everything was good. I got the best player in the country behind me, too, so I feel really comfortable out there when I'm pitching, and that makes it really easy.
Coach Riley, he had an amazing day, career high. But what does this performance not only do for his confidence, but the position room's confidence?
Yeah, it's great, but I don't think it was ever lacking. You know what I mean? I don't think it was ever at a point where it's like, oh man, here we go. Like, we had a rough game yesterday. We had a rough game last Friday. We had some that's baseball. Like, look around our league yesterday, and there were some lopsided scores all over the place. It's all about how you respond to those. And obviously him going the way he did, that cutter was the game changer today. That first cutter he threw was like 95 miles an hour. I was like, oh boy, we're in business if he's going to throw that one all day. And you could see it. It's such a hard pitch for a hitter to hit anyway, but when you're doing it at 95, it's hard to hit and it's hard to take. And he executed that at nauseam. Just really opened up the outer half of the plate, just burying that under lefty's hands. And so just an unbelievable performance out of him and big step for us. And now we roll to tomorrow and see what we got.
Coach, can you take me through the dugout's response after the first 2 innings? Or I guess it was the first inning. Ends in you got base traffic out there, and you kind of leave runners stranded and stuff, and you're kind of falling into the mentality, like you said, of we're down early again, like we're trying to work our way back, and then they respond obviously later with some clutch hitting as well. So you can just walk me through the dugout mentality there.
Yeah, hitting's just the hardest thing in the world to do, and especially when you got stuff like those guys have. And man, when guys can really execute 2 different breaking balls, it's a bear, man. And like that guy's, the stuff is good. It's 93, 92, 93, but it's a hard slider and then a bigger curveball. So it's just 2 different looks with that, which can be tough. That can just be a tough thing to execute. But he got us a little bit early. Credit him. He executed some pitches early and did a good job. But we were able to do enough. Got that big 2-out hit from Richie that scored 2, which was huge. Then again, like I said, Richie big sac fly late, and then Torres kind of putting that final little stamp on it with the big 2-out hit. So I thought our bats were still good. I thought we competed. I thought we did a good job. That's a really good pitching staff. And when you do that and you got both guys going like they do, you're going to play a game that looks like today. It's just who's going to get that 2-out hit and who's not.
Yeah, and obviously defensive plays like the ones that LeBron made, unassisted double play and that pick that he had to turn another one. Like, what is that sort of energy like compared to like a home run? Like, that's the sort of stuff that obviously would spark the dugout a little bit like that. But a defensive play like that, how does that kind of gravitate, magnify a game where it's pitcher duel and just trying to grind through it?
I mean, I think that's the thing. I think you look at it and we talk about being a good defensive team isn't simply not making errors. It's about making plays too, you know, and you've seen Bryce Fowler do that in the outfield. You've seen Bonamala do that in the outfield. Snell's done that a couple times, and he said it. You got a superstar standing on the shortstop that it's funny, you can get numb to the fact that you stop getting surprised. It's like, yeah, no kidding, he's going to make us what he's supposed to do, you know, and so it's huge. Like, you just got to be able to separate your offense from your defense. If you're having a tough day offensively, you can still change the game with how you defend, and Braun just tends to do both of them pretty well.
Coach, after taking Riley out of the game, was the plan to have Lemon and Morris only face one batter, or was that just kind of how it went?
Yeah, kind of how it went. I mean, you know, if we go get Hines there and maybe he faces the next guy too, but we kind of had those two ready. So we thought Lehman was a good matchup for Hines. It's a really good break ball. It's good velo, and it's a dude that ain't scared. And so we thought he was a good matchup. But then we knew once you went first and third, we had ammo ready because you knew you had that sink to it, and he comes in and does his job. And the beauty of doing that is you'll have all those guys on the board again for tomorrow.
How did you think of John Young Jr. playing today? He had a great bunt to set up the 2 runs in the 7th inning. What did you think of that?
Yeah. He also forgot to turn a double play there at the end, which was interesting. But no, John was great. Like when we looked at that, the splits against left-right against their starter were big, and so you know we wanted to kind of stack it with some lefties in there. John's a Jersey kid, man. That guy ain't scared of anything, and I knew he would compete. He'd give us everything he had, and even as a bat before that, the ground out to second was, I mean, that ball was smashed off the bat. Just hit it right at the guy. Really good at bat, really good swing. His first at bat, he battled, and then they execute a really good pitch there at the end against them. Gets a big bunt down, beats it out, and then made some really good plays at second. He just, for a hot second, just decided he wanted to make it a little harder on Oz there, but you got a pro on the mound to handle it. So John was great.
Yeah, and also when you stack a lineup with 5 straight lefties at the bottom of the order, that shows like a lot of confidence, I think, from your end. You know, in some of the players you have on this team and stuff. You just walk me through kind of the process there, and like a decision like that, and being comfortable having 5 straight lefties.
Yeah, and that was the beauty. We knew we had Stat and Norton sitting on the bench ready to go. So they had those lefties down in the pen. If they go to them, we had those guys ready to go. They had them moving there in the 8th. If we get that lead off, if Doe gets on in the 9th there, they're probably going to the lefty to face Mizell, and we have the opportunity to go with Norton or whoever, or Stat right there. So we knew we kind of set it up to where if we needed to make a move, we'd be able to split those lefties up a little bit. But we trust those guys, man. Those guys all prepare. They all work really hard, and you saw it on Tuesday. Peyton Steele got his opportunity. It was outstanding. John Young got his opportunity today. It was great. That's what we need, man. Those guys are going to be a big part of what we're doing down the stretch, and also as we move into next year.
Couple more. Any more? All right. Thanks, everybody.
Appreciate it.
That's
guys.
good. That's probably.